What's up, dude? You've missed all the fun. We've been at this for 4 hours. Oh yeah, bud. Doki Doki. Artichoke. Okay, so we need to do some homework. Agonizing. Vivacious. After image. Massacre. Incongruent. Infallible. Death. Oh no, I do that every time for death. Every time I see death, I do it. You had a meeting with your girlfriend? This is our third homework assignment. This is our third homework assignment. We're about to, we just got to the, like, we just learned that we're gonna be performing in front of people. That's what we just did. And I've wooed Yuri both times. So incapable is probably a good one. Depression, I think we'll lean in her direction. There we go. Yeah. Kawaii boot piece, anger, empty, empty. Oh, I knew it. God dang it. Crimson. Aura. Analysis. Philosophy. Unrequited. No, I did that before too. Tear. Yep. Okay. This isn't good. This is a disaster. Sticky grief. Playground. Heart lust. Ooh, lust. Yeah. Pleasure firework clouds. Tragedy. No. Contamination. Here we go. I think we're still good. You'll love to see how it goes. Well, now you've got your snacks. Hell yeah, but we got like another hour of this before we're done. Blanket, extreme summer, fickle, dark, uncanny. Yeah. I think that seems right to me. Oh man, I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting with this club and now picking up piano? Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion? Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. I'm gonna be great. Huh? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's the whole day of school where we get to play around and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound like you sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You of all people? Huh? I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. Eh? That's not how you say my name at all. Or Monica. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Never mind. Yeah, I had a feeling. Raislin, what's up, girl? You need to provide Japanese context for that joke? We need more. I can't. It's just like, it's a physical limitation of my throat. I'm sorry. I really wish we could do more voices. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Ehehe. Every time I say ehehe, I do it like that, though. Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room looking down at nothing. Oh, she's depressed. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. Hey? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Is everything all right? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Oh, Ika means squid in Japanese. There we go. Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, all right. Social distancing. She's keeping it. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back towards everyone else. But the conversation is already dispersed with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica, or Monica, if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk. Lord Sun Sullum, what's up? I didn't read that right at all. Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading into it a little much, but she seems a bit downcast lately. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the only one asking you. Lord Sun Sullum? You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. I did tell her yesterday that I would walk with Yuri if she asked me. That's what I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just want to ask you if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Huh? Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with a person of interest. Person of interest? Like the TV show? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Lord Sun Sullum. Me? Nani? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? Eh? She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. Nani? No way. Sayori is... I'm sorry. Where's my voice at? Sayori is always nice like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it always has been. Hee. You're so funny, Lord Sun Sullum. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? As I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now. What a name within a name. Within a name. You used your real name so it made it creepier? I could see that. All right. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori was sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she's keeping her voice so quiet that even I can't hear her from here. With my super hearing, I sit down. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the only one behaving out of the ordinary, but there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri. Damn, girl. Calm down on the blush. Peering at me from over her book. And also it looks like her skirt is polka dot, but it's not. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize she won't get anywhere like this. I never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own. My throat's really like hot. Whew. Water intake. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How were you even able to tell what I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot that based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize. your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems to be a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh? That's quite romantic. Eh? Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid. It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. I'm flirting with you, woman. Get it right. Sayori and I have been friends for a long time, that's all. I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Or maybe I'm just reading into them a little much. I don't know whose voice I was in that whole session. Lord Sun Solemn, the world is full of meaning often hidden deep beneath plain sight, and there are so many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them. So you think there might be something behind it after all? I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what they may be going on inside her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looks like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. I'm trying to flirt with you, woman. You're not listening. God dang it. Let's go back to reading books while we each use a hand to hold the side of the book. That was as close as we were going to get to touching hands. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings that you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. That's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. It really do be like that sometimes. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it. Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Okay, so now it's time to do all that again, huh? I'm gonna save. I don't want that. The game has crashed a couple times. We don't want to do all that again. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything gets back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. A little bit of Monica in my life. So we're gonna go, we're gonna start with people we don't like and go to the people we do like. So we're gonna end with Yuri, start with Natsuki. Yeah, no thanks. You didn't even... Next! Easy. Who's next? Would be Monika. Hi, Lord Sunsulum. Have you thought about what you want to perform at the festival? Wow, LOL. She was like, nah, dude, I'm like, we're good. We don't need to talk at all. But see, I organized it appropriately, right? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people, I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hand. Your style's gotten so refined, Lord Sunsolemn. Yuri's been teaching you a lot of things, hasn't she? Well, I guess so. Yeah, I've been noticing how much time you spend with her. I think I've heard her say more words these past couple days than she's talked in the whole year. Not sure how you did it, but that's pretty impressive. Well, she just needs some patience and a way to talk about all the things in her head, I guess. I'm still getting the hang of it myself. You're certainly putting in a lot of effort. You must really like her. That's... Ahaha. That's awfully suspicious, you know. Spending time with her in the club room every day? Reading that edgy novel with her? Well, I just feel bad that she has a hard time socializing. It makes me want to make sure she doesn't spend all her time alone. Besides, the novel isn't too bad either, you know. All right. I get you. Just be careful, all right? I know that Yuri isn't used to opening herself up. So if something bad happens while she's vulnerable, then it can be really hard for her. Her books aren't a total escape from reality. They're just a bandage. You say that like I'm gonna hurt her. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean that. If anything, she might accidentally hurt herself. Anyway, Jesus, like where are you going with this? Ooh, Monica, bring back Yuri. Dude, we're approaching the Yuri train. It's coming. I share my poem now with you, all right? All right. The lady who knows everything. How long is it? Jeez. Okay. Big gulp of water because we're gonna read it all in one go. The lady who knows everything. A poem. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search. I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend that is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky, until one day the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall, and fall, and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Dude, they started throttling yesterday? That's so bad. Oh, they literally caught you in the moment. So they were able to track how much data you've used up to this point and start, oh my god. That sucks. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone. You mean one-dimensional? Yeah, that. Anyway... Oh, because they're two-dimensional. You get it? Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid that it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy the writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus on everything that went into it and the things that you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. Meta. Do you think it's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, next up, Sayori. It's nice, I guess. Come on, I can already tell you don't like it. Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Yuri. Hey? I didn't write this for anyone specifically. Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends, just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. You're happy too, right? In this club? Well, of course I am. Good. That's all that matters to me. Thank you, Lord Sunsulum. Sayori, is there something wrong? Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today. All right. Just tell me if you need anything. I will. Don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now. If you insist. Yay! I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Sayori? Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Alright, last but not least. Yuri. Dang. She has back problems, dude. Lord Sunsulum, your writing has only improved in these last few days. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally. Yuri, that's the wrong way to speak and put it. This never did come naturally to me, but I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after. Is that so? Yuri gently smiles to herself. This feeling. I'm so glad I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this. I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe that you're so good at something and you've never even shared it with anyone. Kind of a shame. Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice. Well, what do you mean? Well, Yuri smiles sadly. Lord Sunsulum, during lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I've always have some books with me. You could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way to put it anyway. But books are so full of amazing and inspiring people you want to fall in love with. Are people you just know would make a really good friend. What? I read something about that wrong. I'm having a stroke. Pardon me. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face. Are deep thinkers and problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day, you know? And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type. And they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all. People say that about you? I'm not a know-it-all, Lord Sunsulum. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I could do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you that I really understood what was missing all this time. But I haven't really done anything. No, that's wrong. Wait, did I miss like a lot of my text? Did I just mess that up? Just being patient and respectful. That's really important to me. I know I'm a difficult... I definitely just read my own thing in her voice. I speak too slowly. I second-guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things, but every time you always just treated me like everyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But that's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy. I see. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I would make friends. And I would say I've at least had one success, wouldn't you? If you put it that way, yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we? Yuri puts her head in her hands. But this time she's smiling as she does it. Like a creepy, like I'm about to murder people smile. Do you want to show me your poem? Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you. All right, here we go. Ghosts Under the Light, Part 2. Part dos. Screw 'em, boil 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Wait, what? Ghosts Under the Light, Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obscuring the eerie glow. My heart pounds, the silhouette grows closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility, but I am too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers, my heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light in his is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding? I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand, the flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green, my heart is amber. I got in my truck and you scared the crap out of me because my stream was the last thing you listened to? Got him. Good, that's really funny. Finishing the poem, I start to hand it back to Yuri. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away. Do you dislike it? No, of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one. That's fine. I understand this one. Yuri is having an even harder time speaking than usual. Does this one mean a lot to you? She nods. I'm not really good with words, but I'm happy you shared it with me. So thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Despite my inability to make eye contact, I see a faint smile emerge on Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the poem back to her, but instead she gently takes my hands and pushes them back towards me. Dude, that's touching! That's touching. We can't touch hands. That's not how this works. I hesitate in response to her warm touch. Dude, this is like... Do I have to stop the stream? Is this TOS police? Like, what happens? You can... the poem is... Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I can keep it? She nods. I'd love to. Again, she faintly smiles as if she doesn't want me to notice. You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometime. Yeah, don't worry. I think you did a good job. Or you do a good job. Yuri finally turns back towards me. I guess we should move on before Monica says something, but I'm sure we could talk again later. Yeah, I'm sure we will. And with that, Yuri timidly smiles at me and I return to my seat so I can put her poem away. DDLC won't get you strike by Twitch. Oh. Oh yeah, I know. Like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of content on the game, so it's really, I know it's safe. I trust that everything I've seen is proof of that. Every, like, thumbnail I've seen. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we just start figuring out... Hold on a second! Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Hey? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is a common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe? Look, the only thing that's different is that Sayori isn't here. It seems you're right. How do you not notice? There's only 5 of us in the room. Ever. How do you not notice that one of them left? A 20% reduction and you don't notice. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on. She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? I hope she's all right. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No. First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second of all, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Huh? That curious expression, the quotes, maybe not. The curious expression coming from Yuri of all people? Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything is fine. Oh, what did she say? Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes. But we might need a lot of them and in different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori, that's like a 2-minute job. You set them to print, then you pick them up. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can, guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No, no, no. That's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know? Now Natsuki's pouting too? Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around. Yeah, that might be the case. But if I can't also be a leader of my own, then I can't grow as a person. So Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? You should make some banners and decorations to help set up the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Lord Sunsulum, the one who is truly useless. Wait, did I say that? Ahaha, don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. To give one of them a hand? Come on, dude. Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? Well, I know how Yuri's going to respond to that one. I suppose I wouldn't mind a little bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give you, I guess. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Lord Sunsulum may not like to be around, and if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds like you're just making excuses for Lord Sunsulum to... What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Lord Sunsulum to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said, I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can we just settle this already? Yeah. Lord Sunsulum, you're okay with this, right? At the end, it's up to you. Of course. Very well. In that case, everyone looks straight at me. Save. I can even put it right here. Yep, I figured it out, dude. And on this decision, I'm going to take a pee break. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I've got to use the bathroom. Oh my god, it actually worked. It didn't crash. We're back, boys. Let me refresh my chat. Oh no, this is gonna crash it, huh? Oh, it stayed up. Wait, I need to make a decision. Okay. Whew, that was close. So we've made our save file, right? Let me make sure. Yes. We're going to... I know that there's a twist, and I've seen that it goes to like, and there's like an advisory that if you don't like dark stuff, whatever. So I'm waiting for the twist to happen. I've seen nothing on the game. I've only seen thumbnails, really. So I don't know how wild it's gonna get. I'm excited to find out. So let's let's go with the waifu for Laifu, right? Let's go with Yuri. Well, I'll probably be the most useful helping out Yuri. Me? Are you serious? Why would you... Natsuki? I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No. I was just saying... So you'll be helping Yuri then, Lord Sunselim? Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things. So I think your assistance will be very useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said I'd be fine, Dad. Okay. Everyone can tell that Natsuki's feeling a little sour. So is that everything we need to go over? Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited? Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit. Do you feel the same way, Lord Sunselim? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it turns out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki? What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, that's not what I meant at all. Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Lord Sunselim picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea, and nothing I can do with the event will compare to that, so... I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though. Why? Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that, but you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden. I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad. Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her own comfort zone. But I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this, because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. No, I kind of appreciate it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing. But I'm gonna say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are gonna be the best part of the whole event. I believe you. Yeah, I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today, so I guess it's time for us to head out. Decepticons, roll out. I need to do the voices. You need to shut up. I can't do the voices. My voice doesn't, you know me, dude. My voice doesn't go that high. I physically can't do it. I've tried. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. Hey? I turn around. Sorry. I realize I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend. Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number? I think that would be the best way, yes. All right, then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. Oh, okay. Then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Hey? My house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. I just thought that I would be the only one going to your house, since I'm the one helping you. I suppose that makes sense, but if you don't mind, I think I prefer going to your house. All right. In that case, it won't be a problem. I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Don't underestimate yourself, Lord Sunselim. I think that we make a very productive team, even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something. Wait, whoa, you don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason you may have chosen me. You're forgetting the one reason that makes with the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do. But Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out when you're overthinking, right? Hey? I didn't realize. I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while. I believe you. As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression. And I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out to the door and Yuri follows. Perfect. I can't believe this. Yuri is going to be coming over to my house on Sunday? Huh? My anxiety shoots through the roof, dude. Even though I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, there's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. More than that, she told me we might touch hands, and she was looking forward to it. Is this the chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? It's been third date? Fourth date? It's fair game, dude. But until then, I won't be able to take my mind off of it. I seriously can't wait. It's incredible. No homework today, huh? It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but that doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've even been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard anything from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decided to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her, I'm coming over! Much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit, simply entering each other's houses like we're family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange for her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori? Hi, Lord Sunsulum. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. Hee. If you come over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. Well, that's because I end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly want to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri today? Yeah, but wait, how do you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival prep, right? That's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course, but I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. So it's just me and Yuri. Then. Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori still stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing after you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Lord Sunsulum. Hey! Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have been even thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Ehehe. Sayori. I grab Sayori by the shoulders. Firm grip. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Lord Sunselim. But you're wrong. There's nothing happened to me. I've always been depressed. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? Hehehe. You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you, Lord Sunselim? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. I had no idea. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm so late to school every day? Because most days I can't find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really? Oh, I missed it. Why, Sayori? Hey? Why is it that you never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much that I could do, I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you have to do is tell me. You don't understand at all, Lord Sunselim. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Lord Sunselim. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was, but I was selfish, and I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears struck down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish, and I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish, that's all I am, and that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, she's crying, by the way. Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders. This time I put her into a tight embrace. Ugh. Lord Sunselim. Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make enough friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus, but please never underestimate how much I care about you. I would never have it any other way. Lord Sunselim. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, her arms remain at her sides. It's because if you do that and her arms are down, she can't pick them up. That's how it works. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, don't do this. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Lord Sunselim, She barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want for her is to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. If there's anything you need me to do, then you better tell me, okay? I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Lord Sunselim. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm, and that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise. I think that would be nice, then. Yeah? Sayori wipes her eyes. I could spend the whole day here. If I could, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you do that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. She shakes her head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know if I would be very good, if it'd be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. Okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it too much. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? All right. I look forward to it. Nope, that's totally the peak of how bad this is gonna get, huh? /S. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself feeling still a little uneasy, but it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over here too. Whoa! Nalls to the Wall gifted a tier 1 sub to Kazoreru. Thanks, Null. I appreciate that, bud. We're 5 away from the 3rd emote slot, which doesn't matter. But hey, you get 2 emotes that are like, one's really good because an artist made it, and the other one I made. There you go. What's up, dude? I hope you're doing well. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much. We're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. Oof. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yes, Rail, we got a new emote. Kana made that for us. Well, I paid her. She made it for me. Yuri? Thank goodness. You're a little early. Sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting a long time? No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when no one answered the doorbell. You always could have texted me. If I'd have known, I would have reassured you and hurried on my way home. I suppose it's true. I just didn't think of that for some reason. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you've brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Yeah, pretty much. At least I hope I got everything right. I'm sure it'll be fine. I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. It's so clean. I cleaned it before you came over, so that's very considerate of you to do. No, I would be really embarrassed if my room was a mess when you were here. Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you. That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there! I snatch Yuri's wrist. Oh, that's almost hand touching. That's very close to hand touching. Be careful. I snatch her wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out. It's fine. I let go of her wrist. She puts both of her hands firmly in her lap as if making sure she's keeping track of them. So, should we get started? Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements. Atmospheric enhancements? You know. Mood lighting, aromatherapy candles, bruh. Oh, wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Although many will stop by just out of curiosity. And for cupcakes, I guess. I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more. That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person. Intense? I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's just something that I like about you, actually. Is that so? That makes me feel awkward and relieved. And kind of happy. No sense in being so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah? Like what? Let's see. She rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. Whoa! Slow down, dude. Because she makes him pitch a tent. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag. I'll plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you? Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. What's that wooden thing, though? Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. No! You ever lose, dude? That's a death on the death counter, my guy. No, I'm kidding. Those things smell really good and they're really relaxing. familiar are you with aromatherapy? No, I'm not familiar at all. Ah, is that so? It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate throughout your body. Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection, romance. It's almost like magic. Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes the switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to sprout through a small hole in the wall, in the top. Wow, that smells wonderful. What kind of mood is that one for? That's a jasmine essential. Oh, that's a jasmine essential oil. It smells a little sweet and a little flowery, right? Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I choose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer, your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that would be perfect for sharing our poems? It does sound suitable, but you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything. Jasmine, there it is. Yeah, for essential oils or something like that too. No, best girl, why? Yuri smiles gently and clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper? The original paper? The origami paper that I asked you to get? Yeah, I have it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We need about 100 of them. Oh yeah? What will those be for? Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon and hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create the doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract someone to peek inside. That's really creative. I read all of that. I have no clue what she's talking about. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you put it. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels when sharing something that she enjoys. Here's a marker, Lord Sunselam. You can write any characters you want. Whoa, there's a follow. Kazueru. I mean, if you're going to be subbed, you might as well follow, right, bud? Thanks for the follow, man. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. All right. Hope you like Dark Souls, by the way. These contain arsenic. Oh. I'm stuttering. I'm actually studying IRL. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. Hey! The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. And if you guys ever played Wind Waker, whenever you there's a fish that you throw food to and talk to, and whenever he talks, he goes, hey! And that's why I do that. I need to make that obvious at some point because I've been doing it a lot. The blade itself is tinted blue. That's no knife. This is a knife. It looks really fancy. Well, embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're gonna think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know? Promise you won't be weirded out? Yeah, I promise. All right. Whoa. Okami Scorpio. What's up, dude? Thanks for the follow. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. Abort. Red flag, abort. She's really into knives, oh no. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe? Oh, what am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me. No, I'm laughing. No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you get about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you. Suits me? Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife, with the handle facing me. I take it and turn around in my hands. It feels heavy, extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! Lord Sunselam, why did you do that? I didn't expect it to be that sharp! I barely touched it at all! It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. You can cut through the skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and sucks on it. On the finger. No. She gives the wound a closer look. Ah. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. Ah! Without warning, she puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound! Dude, I called it! Bruh. I can feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Ah! Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. She lowers her head, face burning up. Yuri, that's the most embarrassing thing. Yes, the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird, and it took me by surprise, but I guess she was just trying to help. That's the sign of a horny boy right there. My Christian ears, no. That's all. Our MC is thirsty. That boy could use some water. Just a little bit. But I guess she was trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little, and I'm underreacting a lot. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? All right, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I'll do it anyway. I take her hand and lick her index finger in return. Sparkling Midnight Paul, the game is great. If you're not a bot, that would be awesome too. Lord Sun Salam, did you really just do that? Now we're even, except no blood on your finger, so it's less creepy. Still creepy though. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that'd be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Lord Sun Salam. Yuri giggles shyly. Hey? You're calling me weird? I have no response to that. Where do you keep your bandages? I don't think I need one, actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, it already stopped bleeding. I see. That's so relieving. It's a good game with not that many streamers. Oh. That's surprising, actually. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected and will be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. That's a hard one. It's past prime time, but it does have a very dedicated fan base. I do see that. Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind? I like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tables. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay. So one of the items Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We need about 6 cups of water. Dude, I have to stop soon. We need about 6 cups of water to put in each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us? Of course not. 6 cups of water. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you very much. And also, just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it'll be too diluted. This game is what got you into anime in the first place? Oof. That's an interesting gateway you have there, bud. Taking Yuri's advice, I decide to use a small plastic bathroom cups. Whoa! Midnight Paul, thanks for the follow. Thanks for stopping by. I would hate to disappoint you in that we don't play games like this too often, though I do like them. But, I mean, obviously I can't do this all in one session and we're about to stop. So actually, you know what? This is a good spot to stop. We'll stop here. Things are kind of starting to go... It's starting to turn into the... Well, I am into psychological prayers. A lot of visuals. Oh, no. No, wait. No. Wait, how close? A bit more? No, wait, hold on. Slow down. Would 30 more minutes be enough? I need an answer because I have, like, stuff to do today. I'm too close. 30 more minutes you think would be enough? 15 minutes is fine. Okay. So let me apologize to my wife. Hello, wife. 30 more minutes, baby. And that's it. Okay. So that's it. We're going back. Don't worry. We're in it. Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use a small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. We can't go back right now to the other scenarios at the moment. I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips and bring it back into my room. Yuri? Yes? I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back over her arm. No, nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets. Let's make sure this is facing right. Dropping them into the cups. So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner. Starting with the colors for sunrise, then daytime, then sunset and nighttime. And once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Oh, neat. What are you gonna write? Well, it'll be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different paint colors across the banner to serve as a color guide for when we paint. Oh my, you saw her elbow. How scandalous. How scandalous. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. I'm sorry if this feels too childish. No, I didn't mean that at all. Also, I was thinking it, not saying it, I think, so... Busted. It's kind of fun, you know? Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too. She stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself, for me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to. I just like where I can spend time with one other person, even if it's something simple like reading. It doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a lot nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. No! I feel that way about things like anime and games where simply sharing the experience with someone can make them happy. Hey, that's what we're doing. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I know you'd understand. She leans over the banner and grabs an unused paintbrush. I grab the same paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my hand to bump into hers. No, heads are bumping. Oof. Kia! Sorry. Yuri reels back. I quickly lift my hand in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me. It's not your fault. Your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. There's something on my face. Oh, I do the Simba. Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out, fetch a small towel, dampen it with hot water, return to my room, kneel down in front of her. Oh. Here. I pat Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Is something wrong? It's hot. I just didn't expect it. Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Why? Is cold water a commodity? Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Wait. Oh, that's me. That's her. Wait! Hey! Just for a little longer. It feels really nice. I keep my hand still against her neck. She looks into my eyes. An intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped, listen to me, dude, by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening right now? That's me, and then also the game. Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrists, sending a tingling sensation through my arm, and suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry. I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Our time. Let's call someone called the FBI. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. That should do it. I finish filling the night sky with the white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now? Not yet. It needs to dry first. That's true, but won't it take a while? Well, you know what we could do to pass the time? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here and have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before the event starts. Is that okay? Yeah, that's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Phew. You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? Question, if I redeem 2 stand-ups, will you stand on your chair? No. I will not. No, it's not that. I'm just glad we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. Also, this chair swivels, like that's dangerous. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. Oh, so you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we'd have some extra time after finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself, I think it would be too irresponsible for me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there'd be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And if we would, instead of having this conversation, do whatever we wanted to do in that spare time, we'd be okay. But instead, the important thing is that we got everything done, right? Yeah. So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all of her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounds like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. It's ominous. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the door. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then. Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over, or we can go out somewhere. Oh, I forgot that you don't like going out much. I stumble over my words, and Yuri smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so you're very thoughtful, Lord Sunselim. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. I kind of like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? I didn't even get the chance to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Sayori? Hey? Hi, Lord Sunselim. Sayori? Just now we weren't... Hee. It's okay, Lord Sunselim. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already on my way to leave. Oh, really? That's too bad. I'm sorry, but we'll all be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right? Of course. Sayori beams. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me, so I had to come here and see for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you're having with Yuri, and how close you got to her. It makes me really sad, really sad, that you made such good friends, and I'm super jealous, and that's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Crying, here she goes, why am I feeling this way? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true, Lord Sunselim. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Dude, Monica bully? Dude, Monica's the bully? Cool. Did Monica tell her to, like, off herself? Jesus. Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But... She looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Lord Sunselim. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori. It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Lord Sun Sullum, I like you so much that I want to die. No! That's how I feel. And... That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anyone. I slide my hand down her arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Dude, this is the first deliberate hand touch. This dude is a player. She's depressed, dude. You can't do that to her. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, she nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know you need them most right now. And that's what I'm going to give you. Should we leave it up to a poll? No, come back. Thank you. There's a no-win. So, hold on. We're making a poll. There we go. This is a 1-minute poll, guys. Oh, and I even misspelled the word love. I put a space instead of a V. So there it is. In your chats, should be a poll up there. It's going down in a minute. Poll is, if you're on, it should be in the chat. Top of chat, there should be a thing. You're going after Yuri, so don't mislead her. That's a good point. I may ignore the poll depending on what it says. I'm not gonna, like, you know, being honest. You may have to refresh if you don't see it. How many votes did we get, I wonder? Great, it's tied? Oh no. Couple more seconds here. A love wins. Interesting. I didn't vote. If it ties, I'll go love. All you filthy, filthy liars. So, by the way, how it do, my guy? 3 blasters? What's up, dude? Liars. You need to love her. Okay, that's, look, the chat decided it. We have to abide. I love you. Hey. Those are my true feelings. So there's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. Here you are bamboozling her with Yuri on the side. Yeah, that's chat for you, huh? But that's also why we made a save. We can always explore the other option. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Lord Sun Sullum. You know, Ben Solomon hasn't been here like the whole time. Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. Lord Sun Sullum, is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you, Lord Sun. I love you, Lord Sun Sullum. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this? Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now, but you can't not be. That's not the cure for depression. I'm sorry. I always thought this would be the happiest moment of my life for me, but why? Even now? Why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all. It's okay, Sayori. It may take some time for things to get better again, but no matter how long it takes, I will be there for you every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? Ehehe. What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it's always been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Lord Sunsulum? She gazes at me again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Hey? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me, but that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her and she loves me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me. I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. Oh, there's hugging. Alright, it's the day of the festival. Of all the days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but she's not answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete, and the banner Yuri and I painted is dry, so I gently roll it up and take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Hugging before marriage heretics! How dare they? Lord Sunsulum, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing booklets of on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like, so submitted it. That's the one I'll be performing. Been there, done that. I used to take song lyrics and use them as poems for English class. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it was the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all? You should take a little responsibility for her, Lord Sun. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of let her hang in this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you might think. Hey! Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Oof. Oh no. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets and laid it out on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Oh, no. Okay, so get out and get out of my head is all here. Before I do what I know is best for you, before I listen to everything she said to me, before I show you how much I love you, before I finish writing this poem, but a poem is never actually finished, it just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Lord Sunsulum? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori has written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori, so, well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not that big of a deal to at least wait for her to help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things would be the same as they have always been. That's all she needs, and that's what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I didn't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open up the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on the door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh! There it is. Oof. Wow. What interesting time for a follow. Monica 404. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I knew what was best and that everything would be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I should have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed after all. She even told me how painful it was for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was chat so selfish? This is their fault. Their swarming thoughts kept telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it had always been, then I could have prevented it. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Fuck the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. If I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough, and now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed for me, and now I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. Question mark? Oh. So this is going